We're going to look at the sum of the solutions and the product of the solutions of a quadratic equation. So here we have a quadratic equation, 2x squared plus 5x plus 3 equals 0. Now, someone might ask you the question, what is the sum of all the solutions to this equation? Or what is the product of all the solutions to this equation? And we could go ahead and we could solve this equation. We could find the solutions and then add them or then multiply them. But we have to go through this long solving process and use that super long quadratic formula we discussed earlier, that x equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, solve, simplify. We could do all that, or we could skip that. Now, if we could skip that solving process and save some time, that'd be really beneficial and really helpful. And there's a way to do that. So we have a formula to determine the sum of the solutions to this equation without actually finding the solution. So let's pretend we don't know what these solutions are, right? So we see the solutions, but let's pretend we don't know what they are. Let's say someone asks, what is the sum of all solutions to this equation? Well, to find the sum of all solutions to the equation, all we have to look at are the b value and the a value. So b is 5 and a is 2. To find the sum of the solutions, it's simply just negative b over a. So we have negative 5 over 2 is negative 5 halves. So the sum of the solutions should be negative 5 halves. And we can check that so that we do know the solutions are negative 3 halves and negative 1 in this case. And when we add them, we get negative 5 halves. Now, let's say they said find the product of all solutions to this quadratic equation. Well, it's just as easy, except now we look at the c value and then the a value. So the product is really just c divided by a, so 3 over 2. So the product of all solutions is 3 halves, and down here, negative 3 halves times negative 1 is 3 halves. So we see that's true. So it's really that simple. We can save a lot of time finding the sum or product of the solutions of a quadratic equation by eliminating actually the process in which we actually find the solutions and just looking at the coefficients here. Now, be careful. If we have no real solutions to the equation, this doesn't work. So we have to make sure we're going to have real solutions to the equation, and to do that, we look at that determinant, b squared minus 4ac, so b squared minus 4 times ac, and as long as that's greater than or equal to 0, we're going to have real solutions, and then we can just use this little shortcut to solve for the sum or product of the quadratic equation. So again, to find the sum of the solutions, it's negative b divided by a. To find the product of the solutions, it's c divided by a. It's that simple.